Before we jump into today's video, I want to give a quick shout out to our channel sponsor, Many Realms. If you're looking for Magic the Gathering and Magic the Gathering related supplies, be sure to check out ManyRealms.com. I'll post a link to their website in the video description, so be sure to go check them out. What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing out there today? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG. And today we're going to do a little Baldur's Gate collector box battle. How this thing is going to work. We have 4 participants. We're going to crack this thing open. Each one of them is going to get 3 packs. We're going to open those packs in rounds of 3, adding up the mana values for all the rares and all the mythics. And at the end of this thing, the person with the highest total mana value and the person with the lowest total mana value amongst rares and mythics are each going to get one Edge of Eternity's collector pack to go with their other spoils. In the event of a tie, we will take the highest mana value mythic as the first tiebreaker, the highest mana value rare as a second tiebreaker, and if we need a third tiebreaker, perhaps we'll have a jousting contest, maybe even a pie-eating contest to determine the winner, or we'll simply go down the line with the highest mana value rare until we have a tie, no more. Baldur's Gate, man. Set that is started off kind of rocky, aged very, very well, I think. Collector boxes came out. They were like pretty pricey for what people anticipated. The set boxes are a mess in my opinion. I don't like that as a product line for this particular set. But I like the draft boxes, and I think the collector boxes have actually aged incredibly well. There's some really good stuff in here between the Elder Dragons, the Crowdlands, Displacer Kitten. So hopefully we see some of that stuff today. Good luck, everyone. Let's have some fun. Leonski, why don't you start us off? A lot of legends. So I mentioned that like the set boxes are a mess and I don't recommend them. One of the things, the criticisms of this product is like they knock the draft boxes down to, the collector boxes stay 12 packs. They knock the draft boxes down to 24 packs, and they knock the set boxes down to 18 packs. And with the amount of legends in this set, like the duplication you get from those slots tends to be very, it's just a lot. So that's not great. Hey, Arcane Signet. There are some, I was just about to say, there are some really actually good uncommons in this set and commons as well. Just a lot of good playables. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the set boxes. I do like the draft boxes. And I've seen with the set boxes, like sometimes you get like one mythic, sometimes you get no Crowdlands. And then I hear like, oh, like one in every like, maybe one in every subcase or whatever. You have like this mega box, but not my favorite. All right, here we go. All right, start off with our uncommons here. First rare is a Cultist of the Absolute. That is a 1. Followed by, ooh, Black Market Connections. Neat. Extended Art Black Market Connections. Did receive a reprint in Assassin's Creed. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Assassin's Creed. I still like this version. I like the Extended Art version, and these are also ticking back up. So that is a really good hit. This is a very strong card. Followed by a Luxury Suite. I believe Luxury Suite at the time of filming of this video has toppled Morphic Pool as being the most valuable with the Crowdlands. I think the Extender is probably like pushing $20. How about another Cultist of the Absolute? Because why not? That's still a 1. And then Astarion the Decadent. And then conclude with an Ascend from Avernus in the Extended Art foil. But pretty good pack between that Luxury Suite and the Black Market Connections. Let's add up some mana value here. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 3, 4, 5, 11, 14 it is. Okay, and yeah, I'm going to throw the Black Market and the Luxury Suite on top. J and V, and of course what we want to see, if you're looking at the Elder Dragons, is the Ancient Silver and the Ancient Copper are the 2 big ones, but honestly, if you can pull 1 or more in your box of any of them, Bronze is kind of like the lowly person on the totem pole there with the as the green one, but you'll take pretty much any of them, right? All right, here we go. We start off with a Lae'zel's Acrobatics. That is a 4. Mythic Captain Nagathrod. Actually, the first commander deck I had was a precon for Nagathrod. It's actually a pretty fun deck. Maybe I should put it together. Maybe I should upgrade it, and it's been a while. Anyways, that is a 5. Under Mountain Adventure, a 4. Followed by a Gale Waterdeep Prodigy, a 3. Jan Jansen, and a Ravenloft Adventurer. Nagathrod is a mythic. All right, so 5, 9, 12, 15, 19, 23. That's a little bit more what I'm accustomed to seeing. 4, 8, 11, 14, 18, 23. All right. So you have the Crowdlands, you have Displacer Kitten, some other good like reflecting pools in here. Another really good one. Baldur's Gate. All right, Ezra. Oh, Nature's Lore. Nature Lore at common. I think it's an uncommon. I think Irenicus's Vile Duplication. I think it's back up to like $8. So that's not a nothing burger from the uncommons. Patriarch Seal, I think, is also like $3 for the base copy. Anyways, here we go. We start off with a Kindred Discovery. Neat. That's not a bad little rare. That is a 5 pack foil Kindred Discovery. Grell Philosopher. Oh, now I'm a philosophizer. Ooh, Earthquake Dragon. Hello. That is a 15. Yep, there are dragons in this set. Followed by a Zevlor. That's a 4. Into Jaheira, Friend of the Forest. Jaheira's not a bad card. And then conclude with a Raga Draga in that last slot there. All right, so 4, 7, 11, 26, 29, 34, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 plus 15, 23, 7, 30, 34 it is. Holy moly. Yep, okay. All right. I'll throw the Kindred Discovery on top. 34 for Ezra. All right, Hollywood. Aside from the Gathrod, no mythics yet, right? Couple of good. We got one Crowdland already with the Luxury Suite. Black Market Connections being a nice extended art rare. Kindred Discovery. Just need to start piling on some mythics now. Dragon Cultist. Rare is Dynahair, Invoker Adept. That is a 4. Abeloth Spawn, a 3. Actually, Abeloth Spawn's kind of a good card. Frang Line. Into Raised by Giants. That is a 6. Followed by Glunch, the Bestower. Glunch. All right. And conclude. Oh, nice. Extended Art Foil Morphic Pool. That is a good one. That is a very good one. I mentioned that I think Luxury Suite is toppled Morphic Pool, but not by much. Like base copy of Extended Art is probably still like $18. Foil probably carries a nice little premium on it as well. So what do we got going on here? 3, 6, that's 9, 13, 16, 20. 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 17, and 20 it is. All right. I do like that about these collector boxes as well. Typically, you'll see like I think 3 to 4 Crowdlands is probably about right. So you get a nice assortment there. All right, after the first round, Leonski in the low with a 14, J&B with a 23, Ezra with a 34, and Hollywood with a 20. Into round 2 we go. So we have a very good assortment of rares going on. Now we just need to start bringing the heat with some of those mythics. What else mythic-wise? Battle Angels of Tyr is still a really good one. I think there's 1 or 2 more that I'm like just forgetting. All right, Ganax, Street Urchin. Into Scion of Hallister. First rare is Shadowheart Dark Justicer. That is a 4. Brainstealer Dragon, a big old beefy 7. Also kind of a cool card. Dragon Horror. Whew. Wrathful Red Dragon. Kind of a staple of basically any dragon deck, right? That's a 5. Into the Council of 4 in the Etch Foil. That is also a 5. Raga Draga again. And, ooh, what do we got going on here? That is a borderless foil Minsk and Boo. That is cool. Don't see that too often. And for a period of time, this card actually had a huge premium on it because I think because of Legacy. I can't remember. But still a really neat card. And Minsk and Boo looks really cool. So I like that. I enjoy that. All right, here we go. 4, 8, 13, 18, 25, 29. 7 plus 4, 11, 16, 21, 25, 29. Yeah, all right. That gives you a 43. I forgot exactly how high the mana totals in these battles for Baldur's Gate get. All right, J and B, back to you. All of a sudden, the 23 not looking so high. Not looking too high at all. All right. Renari into Inspiring Leader. Now, first pack foil rare mythic is a rare. It is Baldur's Gate, namesake of the set. And, of course, that is a 0. Into Mocking Doppelganger. That is a 4. Hey, Spire Garden. Neat. No such thing as a bad crowd land in this set. I think the Spire Gardens are the low man on the totem pole, if you will, but I think they're still like 14 or something like that. So, pretty good. Oh, mythic. It is, Karlach. Hey, Fury of Avernus in the edge foil. Karlach is a pretty good card. That is nice. We will take that as a hit. And then the Council of 4 in the showcase. And then conclude with Gorion, the Wise Mentor, in that showcase foil. But Spire Garden and a Karlach is not a bad place to be. So, what do we have here? 5, 8, 13, 17. 17? Seems pretty low. 4, 9, 12, 17 it is. All right, that gives you an even 40 and puts you in the low at present time. Ezra, you had a 34 in that first pack. You are already with that Earthquake Dragon, man. Earthquake Dragon. You're already only 9 below Leonski for retaking the high. Here we go. Kadira, Caller of the Small. Actually kind of a cool card for token decks. All right, Tavern Brawler. First rare mythic is a rare. It is Intellect Devourer. Nom nom nom. That is a 4. Into Tinkali Hunter. That is a 7. In the extended art. Wizards of Thay in the extended art. That is a 4. Nira Wild Mage. That is a 6. Will Blade of Frontiers as a 2. And then conclude with a Council of 4. Very off-center Council of 4. Showcase foil in the back there. So 5, 6, 7, 13, 17, 24, 28, 7, 11, 15, 21, 22, 23, 28 it is. Ezra, you're at a 62 already. Yep, okay. Looking good for the high. All right, Hollywood. Hollywood, you had a 20. So you're currently below J and V for the low by 20 at present. And then Leonski would be next with a 23. And you're 42 below Ezra for the high. Another late Nature's Lore. I don't mind seeing that as I drop cards all over the place. Here we go. Little Marble Diamond. Ganax again. Into our Etched Foil Uncommon. So we start off with a pack foil rare mythic. It is a rare. It is a Horn of Valhalla. That is a 2. Followed by, Baldurs and Quasit. That is also a pretty good card. Extended art, worth a few bucks for sure. That is a 3. Mythic, Baldur. Extended art, non-foil, Mythic Baldur. Baldur? I call it Baldur. Duke, Older Raven Guard in the edge foil. That is a 6. Nira, Wild Mage again. That is a 6. And a, wow, okay, weird. Weird duplication there from the double Nira. We will sleeve up Baldur there. Oh boy, so 6, 12, 17, 23, 26, 27, 28 also, 5, 11, 17, 23, 28 it is, yeah. Woo. All right, and that takes you to a 48, taking you out of the low, at least for the moment. So here we go. We head into the final round here. Leonski with a 43. JV technically in the low with a 40. Ezra in the high with a 62. Actually, pretty firm, pretty solid cushion there. And Hollywood with a 48. What we are missing, we've had a lot of like the good rares that you want to see, right? I wouldn't mind seeing a Displacer kit, and obviously wouldn't mind seeing Crowdlands, but I think we already have 3, which is a pretty good count. We're missing dragons. I would like to see some dragons. All right. Yeah, we are a little low on the mythic count. What do we have? What did I recall? 3? Hopefully we see some more action from mythics. I guess 4 counting the Gathrod, right? All right. Last round. Good luck, everyone. Lausanne. Imoen. All right. First rare mythic is a Gale's Redirection. That is a 5. Followed by a Nalfishni. Nalfishni is actually worth a few bucks as well. That is a 6 also. Followed by sweet Extended Art Kindred Discovery. Don't mind that. Into Lae'zel. And a Gorion the Wise Mentor. And we conclude with a, oh, nice, Extended Art Foil Sea of Clouds. Sea of Clouds actually, like, for a long time was kind of one of the lesser Crowdlands, and now it is, I think, third in line. It is also for the base copy in the mid-teens, I think. So it's actually a pretty good hit. Now what's going to be interesting is how that plays into this battle. So 3, 6, 11, 17, 22. Still a 22, right? 5, 10, 16, 19, 22 it is. All right, Leonski, that gives you a 65. And I'm going to put the Sea of Clouds on top. All right, JV. You have the low with a 25, with a 40. You are 25 now below Leonski. All right, here we go. We start off with a mythic, Elminster's Simulacrum, pack foil mythic, Elminster's Simulacrum. That is a 6. Actually, kind of a good, like, not a valuable mythic, but a pretty good. It's a 6 mana instant, but for each opponent, you create a token that's a copy of up to 1 target creature that player controls. So you can copy for 6 mana each of your opponent's best creature that they have. Not bad. Set as a 6. How about another mythic? Ooh, Burikos. Party Leader. These, I don't remember how much he is specifically, but some of these have some real value to them. That is a 4. Into Descent into Avernus, also carrying nice value now as an extended art. John Irenicus, Shattered One. And conclude with a borderless Nautiloid ship. That ship looks like something very alien-like. And an Archivist of Ogma, extended art foil. Man, that was quite a pack. Archivist used to be really, really expensive. Still a good card, though. Still a very good card. If you are unfamiliar, let me just... Here. You can pause and read it. It's quite good. All right. That was a really good pack. So 6, 10, 14, 15, 16, 23. Let me run that back. 3, 7, 8, 9, 13, 17, 23 it is. It gives you a finished 63, which does keep you towards the low. I don't know what to keep on top. I'm going to keep Karlach on top. Although some pretty good choices there. All right, Ezra. Kind of running away with the high. You're at a 62. The next highest is Leonski with a 65, who is already done. And then Hollywood is chasing you by 14. So that's a pretty substantial lead. Guess it's just a matter of how much you can pad it by. All right, little gut action. Gut's quite a card as well. Ellen Harbreeze Busybody. First rare is John Irenicus, Shattered One, as a 4. Followed by a Saravox Tome, a 4. Wand of Wonder, kind of an interesting card. That is a 4. Mazzy, True Sword Paladin, into another one of those. Okay, all right. Conclude with a sculpted Sunburst. 4, 8, 13, 17, 21, 25, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 25. Oh, I guess it makes it easier, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 25. That seems like it will be plenty sufficient. With an 87 finished. Okay. Hollywood. You would be chasing Ezra by 39 right now. So Jane V is in the low. So you need to stay with a 63. So 14 or less wins the low. After that, kind of drawing dead. I don't know if I've ever seen a 40 pack in Baldur's Gate. But we start off with a mythic. That's neat. Pack foil mythic, Baldur. All right. Don't mind that. Hey, Deep Gnome Terramancer. Also a decent card. Actually, one of those cards that was also very, very expensive when it first came out. And then kind of died off. But it is still actually quite a good card. So that is a 2. Followed by Caves of Chaos Adventure. A Miriam Sentinel Worm in the Etch foil treatment. One of the, I would think, premier dragon commanders. Kind of like this and Ur-Dragon, right? Like, are kind of like the 2. Another mythic back here. Oh, there we go. Finally, man. I was like, man, are we really going to go an entire box without a dragon, one of the Elder Dragons? And the answer is no, we're not. An Ancient Silver Dragon, if you are unfamiliar with this card, it is really, really good. It kind of reads like hit your opponent with it and win the game, because it's very hard to lose rolling a d20, drawing that many cards, and having no hand size. Yeah, really nutso card. I actually personally favor this one over Copper, and I know Copper is the most valuable. How do you, again, it feels very hard to lose a game in which you've hit, in a game you've hit your opponent with the Ancient Silver Dragon. And we conclude with I saw another man, I was like, please let it be, let it be another dragon. But it is an extended art foil packed weapon, a mythic, but one of the lesser mythics. Nonetheless, actually, it was actually a 3 mythic pack, though, with the Ancient Silver, the Baldur, and the packed weapon. Sheesh. To be honest, I was so focused on the mythics, I wasn't even paying attention to mana value. So 8, 12, 17, 23, 27, 29, 4, 5, 6, 12, 17, 21, 29 it is. That gives you a 77, which will not be enough for the high nor the low today. But you know what? Ancient Silver Dragon, not the worst way to go out. So, final results here. Leonsky with a 65. Jane V in the low with a 63. Ezra in the high with an 87. And Hollywood with a 77. Solid box. Not a spectacular box, but a solid box for sure. Like the Crowdlands showing up with 4 Crowdlands, I think, and then getting Karlach, and finally the Ancient Silver. Ancient Silver actually kind of like saves this box, because without that, you're like, oh man, we really didn't hit anything. And Battle Angels of Tears, any of the other stuff that was like tiered value, but that really, really does help as well. All right, well, Jane V, you have the low, you have the honors. Little EOE to end our video. Here we go. Starting off with an Extinguisher Battleship in the pack foil rare, followed by a Moxite Refinery. Hey, Dawnspire, neat. Dawnspire is a really cool mythic. I just enjoy being able to station this in the 10 and then aiming 100 damage at something is a very fun experience, particularly if it's like your own stuffy doll. Into Lava Claw Reaches. And concluding, oh, not bad, Extended Art Foil Starfield Vocalist. Dawnsire, I think is what we're throwing on top there. All right, Ezra. Ezra, I really want you to pull something nice here. You won the high, but as you can kind of tell from the top cards, the battle wasn't super kind to you in terms of other stuff. So let's see if we can pull something here. All right, little Galaxy Foil Mountain. Hey, there we go. Sweet. Pack Foil Mythic. The Memorial World, one of the Mythic Land Cycle. Probably the lesser of the Mythics. It's not quite Evendo or Uthros, but I like them all. That's something there. We'll take that. Evendo Brush Razor. And an Arch Enemy's Charm in the Borderless. Followed by a Celestial Colonnade Foil Poster. And then concluding with a Rust Harvester. Well, not the strongest, but also you could do far worse with the EOE pack. EOE has generally been pretty good to us in those prize packs, so. Well, you know what? I will say this, and I know this has been a longer video, so I'll shut up and end things here, but like it was really fun to revisit Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is a set that's aging really well. Caught a lot of flack when it first came out. Some of it deserved, some of it was just, I think, a little bit short-sighted. So it is actually neat to be able to revisit and see some of the stuff in here. And I think this is a pretty good like example of like what an average box opening experience looks like for BG. So that's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me, hit the like button for me, and by all means, drop me some comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much, everybody, and be well.